Shima'ini Petlutu Shima'ini Yashi Shima'ini Shibut Ari Grabshi Uruk Shima'ini Yashi Anakku Allah Enkidu Enkidu Idriyabaki Kima Lalariki Unambasarti Hasin ahia tuklat idia namsar shipia haitu shakwania luba isanatia nibish
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Children of the Cup. I am your DMGM storyteller, whichever you like to call me, Forgotten Dreams, and I am joined by a lovely host of people, starting with Mel.
Hi, I'm Mel, and I'm playing Teaming.
Fantastic. Next up, we have Azzy.
Hello, I'm playing Cecilia. I currently don't have camera today, but I will play anyway.
And last but not least, we have Seth.
Hi, my name is Seforiel, and I'll be playing Ajala. Somehow still alive.
And while we're on you, Seth, can you go ahead and give the lovely people their little disclaimer?
Yes, we are playing a vampire story, which is spooky. Hello, so that sort of means that there will be horror elements in this story. If it gets too much or a bit too much for you, just take a break, as in there's no shame in it. You can always look back on the VOD and skip ahead, or, well, follow the story any way you like.
Fantastic. All right. Well, it's been a bit of a hiatus. We haven't played in a while. So I'm not expecting you guys to fully know what happened last time, but does anybody want to try and remember what happened last time on Children of the Cup? Go on, Seth.
I should have been obliterated.
Yes, you should have been.
I'm so happy that the rolls were public and that everyone could see it was just sheer stupid luck that I wasn't.
Yeah, your DM
Yeah.
isn't salty about that at all, but yeah.
No. I got into a shuffle with a werewolf. Well, G-Meg and Jala did. Eventually, G-Meg sort of fled away to feed because she was sort of in a pickle. Jala sort of faced off with 3 werewolves-ish alone, and somehow survived that. And then brought a lot of attention to the door of no one else than Mara, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. Now, you were very much wounded at the end of your werewolf fight. And while you were whisked away to the Latin Partiturate, and our dear Chimeg found herself a midnight snack, Cecilia spent much of her time attempting to cover up the scene of the fight that took place in the alleyway that broke into the streets eventually. And while she did a pretty bang-up job of covering up most of it, there was one little hitch in the details that kind of stood out, and there may be another that Cecilia is currently not fully aware of where the evidence of such is. But either way, you guys had managed to all gather back together in the Latin Partiturate, where Cecilia decided to go ahead and help out Ajala because his guts were on the outside. Not long after doing so, during your discussions with Mara, there was a knock at the door. It was unbarred, and on the other side was an Egyptian male that is quite familiar as the thought-to-be leader of the werewolf group that has been terrorizing your most recent nights. And a simple word was said by him that kind of puts things into an awkward situation. Parley. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and bring it back in. Remember that the window behind the grand desk within the Mara's library is busted open, just in case anyone is thinking of using that as an escape route at any time, or wants to keep an eye on it in case anything tries to slip through. But you have this individual.
As well there.
There is a gargoyle, yeah. As well in the room and also outside somewhere. You're not sure exactly where outside.
And both claws and fangs are out.
Mm-hmm.
This from Chimeg's
And
side.
it's still backed up against the bookcase as much as I can.
Fantastic. So, as a awkward silence begins to take over the room, as this man stands there in the doorway, do any of you decide to break the silence?
So Mara's just opened the door.
Mara has opened the door, she has seen the individual, and he has simply said the words Parley.
Yeah, the only sound coming from Ajala is hissing.
Fantastic.
How is his demeanor?
Give me... Oh, it's been a while, guys, so what's an insight check in this game? Let me go. Let's see here. Perception expression, perhaps? Or wits expression?
Empathy.
Your choice.
Perception, empathy.
Perception, empathy? Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Okay.
It is probably not the best way, but I have it marked as read people, and I'm trying to read people. So
There you go. 4
that went better than
successes.
expected.
The demeanor that it gives off is relaxed, but gives off a sense that he's not in any way, shape, or form about to be caught off guard by anything that anyone in this room attempts.
So he looks like battle ready.
Battle ready, but sort of a little, I'll defend my spot, and I'll hold this choke point if anyone attacks me.
So are you gonna come in? Are you gonna stand in the doorway?
I have not been invited within. And with that, Mara kind of looks back to the 3 of you very quickly, mainly looking at Cecilia at this point, seeing if Cecilia gives any indications.
Cecilia will simply give the slightest nod one can give.
Okay. And in that split second that happens, Mara's head turns around and she steps out of the way of the doorway and, with a grandiose gesture, motions towards the interior of the room as this rather tall Egyptian man. I believe I put him at about 6'8". Yeah, 6'8". Makes his way through the doorway, and he has to bend over a little bit in order to properly do it. Her door is only rated for a 6'4" person, so. But eventually he makes his way into the room proper and sort of, he doesn't go very far. He only takes about 5 steps, so he's still relatively at the entrance. But there is enough of a gap behind him that Mara kind of squeaks past him and closes the door behind him. So, I would take it that you, and he looks down at you, Ajala, are the one who's been dealing the most damage. Looks over to Cecilia. You are the brains, and I don't know about you. And he says that as he looks at Chimek.
Meg tries to straighten up and make herself look bigger.
Sure, give me a oh boy.
Probably won't go that well since she's short.
Appearance intimidation.
Alright.
Difficulty 6.
Yeah. Hmm.
2 successes, not bad. You straighten yourself out a little bit, give the usual puff of the chest, while also giving yourself a good gait should any combat take place. Not bad, but also not the best.
Well, we are not on the best of terms, but I guess you will maybe suggest a change to that.
Oh, we are on lovely terms by my standing. I mean, you have trained my younglings very well these last few nights.
So how can we help you this time?
Well, I suppose that your associate has not risen from his slumber.
Why does it matter?
It's just a bit of a situation where I'd like to extend deepest apologies in that regard. We weren't meaning to take him out of the situation for so long, just simply injure him slightly. Either
Why
way,
injure him at all?
he stuck his nose too far.
Well, as I wasn't there listening to the conversation, I cannot say if it was justified or not, but I will lean towards the side that it probably wasn't.
Either way, don't worry, we have not harmed him or the woman that is currently taking care of him in her abode. Nor have we decided to harm your barkeep or your lovely little informant that's been running around gathering quite a bit of information around the city. I mean, excellent job on the information network, I must say.
Strange to give many underhanded threats when you are in a parley situation.
I find it often is nice to put one's initial cards on the table when dealing with negotiations, so that way both parties understand where they are with one another.
Well, you have us at a disadvantage. We don't know much about your dealings in city.
Surprising! seeing as you have a pack matron within the city. I thought you would have talked to her. In fact, it seems as though she's been camped out in your... What do you... I guess you guys would still call it territory. Particular back alley, dark ditch.
I know who you speak of.
She is quite influential in the circles around these deserts. Particularly with the Wicked Sisters. Us, the Silver Fangs, and also the Brandishing Blade.
I heard about the brandishing blade before.
Go ahead and give me a intelligence politics. Difficulty for this is going to be... It's going to be 8, unfortunately. I mean, you haven't done a lot of werewolf lore study. With 1 success... No.
If that matron is on good terms with you, then I don't want to see what on bad terms looks like.
Whatever do you mean? The scuffle that she had?
It was with one of yours, wasn't it?
No. No, that was with a Wicked Sister.
Well, just look at Cecilia like, please. Because you can see Ajala's just biting his tongue.
Why are you here?
Well, it's that time of year. The blood runs hot, and certain gatherings of the local packs have begun. Your DM is trying to find a word other than convention that would fit the era, but he will use the appropriate word for convention in this era.
Cult. No. No, Cecilia will then say, I mean, why are you here in this room now?
I am currently in this room right now to bring a temporary halt to hostilities between your pack, and he points to the 3 of you, and my pack. What you do with the other packs in the city currently is of no concern to me.
Why are you gathering in the city? Aren't you people, what, wilderness folk?
Yes, we are mainly associated with the wilderness. However, cities do confer convenience, wouldn't you say? I mean, there's plenty of food, beds, comforts, lots of money. All of these things, even in the wilderness, need to be occasionally enjoyed.
I don't even want to know how many are currently within the walls.
Minus the one that you killed. 33.
Good grief.
Well, our hostilities currently between our group and your pack has been you attacking us. So, how do you
Not
plan
even an
this
hour
hostility is
ago.
going to end?
The hostilities between our groups, my group and yours, were initiated by your pack being a bit too nosy, and then my pack recklessly retaliating. A retaliation which I would hope, and he looks towards Ajala, one would remember was called off.
Sila looks to Ajala for confirmation.
I believe so. The one wolf that was slain, was it one of your pack?
No.
Is he telling the truth on that?
Make me a perception expression.
Well, I'll try.
One success. Difficult to read.
Hmm.
And Jalen's not even going to attempt that because he's already panicking in his head like we've got more wolves to deal with.
Quick question: do we have any idea how many vampires there are in the city?
No idea
No.
whatsoever. Vampires don't. I mean, you guys do gather.
know
You
of
have
plenty,
councils. You know of quite a few in the city already, but you have no clue if that's the official number, are the ones that you've seen, or if there's a substantial outlying number that you haven't.
We also
Right.
are aware that a lot of the vampires which come to the local city council, which are part of this city under the potential future prince, don't live within the city limits, basically. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much your character would know, but there is a limit for how many vampires can gather at the same time without it actually becoming issues
Rather
with
obvious.
feeding. So if there's 33 werewolves in town, it's not going to be good if it's a war between werewolves and vampires, because I mean,
Jala will sort of try and straighten himself up and look at Cecilia. If there's 33 in the city, then any sort of... Can't believe that I'm even saying this. Any sort of halt to the violence would be crucial.
Hence why I am standing here now.
What do you got from it?
What do I get from it?
Yeah.
While my younglings will very much miss the training that you have so far demonstrated, it gives me time to go ahead and finish the few conversations that we need to have with the other packs, and begin the pilgrimage. Unmolested, that is. We could do it under full assault of your kind, but it would just take a little longer.
what did our associate tell you or say to you that made you cause this hostility? You said it's to put his nose too deep. What do you
Certainly
mean by
sounds
that?
like him.
There was certain aggressions within his questioning and an arrogant sense of misplaced superiority.
So I ask you questions and you got angry.
Well, to be fair, Serafina can be a bit of a cunt when it comes to asking questions.
I take this silence as time that the three of you need to deliberate.
Possibly.
I shall leave for now. Leave you in peace. And I will see you tomorrow night. We can either meet here as neutral ground, or perhaps at the Slaughtered Ox.
Looking at Mara.
Do the Wicked Sisters know?
Do the Wicked Sisters know what?
Who killed their kind?
No. Currently, I have not told them.
Will you tell them?
As much as I could use it as a bargaining chip, I will not stoop that low. I have no need for the violence to escalate at this moment, nor will I in the future if you decide to ignore the parlays and continue to attack us. I have full confidence that we can deal with you, now that we have seen your potential. So no, I will not use this morsel of information and wave it above your hypothetical heads.
See you tomorrow then at the Ox.
At the Ox it is then. Have a pleasant evening, And with that, he gives the tiniest of bows before turning back towards the door, where Mara has just been quietly standing next to the door. And she opens the door and lets him out. As the door closes, there's just a visible relaxation that comes from Mara.
Fuck! 33.
Might not be true.
Why would he lie?
And it wasn't even one
Oh,
of theirs.
Hmm.
It seems the attack tonight was unrelated then.
Yeah.
If they keep
Figure.
word on keeping the peace, then... As in, I'm not gonna fight anytime soon, and I'll point at the completely ripped open pieces of armor that are remaining on the ground.
The armor that you just got replaced.
Yeah. And, well, I'm guessing that most of Ajala's upper body is also showing because there's a massive tear
Yeah.
from shoulder to navel. Which is back together, but hardly. As in, I can't even walk up straight normally. Not gonna be able to do battle with one, let alone 33.
Why? Why did it jump us today and then try to make
Because
peace?
Serafino offended them, I guess. Like,
Already did. Doesn't make sense. Kind of feels like.
with everything going on, 33 lupines in the city is the last thing that I was, well, that any one of us can use.
Yeah.
Sida will will close her eyes and use her senses to listen if she can hear someone outside the window or anything. She will like try to focus.
Sure, go ahead and give me perception alertness.
Alright.
Difficulty 6.
0 success. That's amazing.
There's the light shifting of the wind, the wafting smell of recent horse manure, and let's see here, the sound of people shuffling down the street, but that's about it.
Do we take that deal for now?
There is something off with the deal. I don't think he lied with any information he said, but I think he left out things. This deal would make no sense to him if the only thing was what he told us.
Only thing I can really think is that they got trouble suddenly. But it was just. It wasn't. It was just now when they attacked us. Can't have changed something in that time span.
They know where Eleanor lives. They know where we keep Serafino's body.
Yeah.
That
I
is
don't
not
really
enough.
see many other options than, if we even want to be able to come outside, than to lay down arms. These creatures are way too strong.
You fought two of them. I was already fucked. And
I
all
don't
of
know
those
what
2
sort
to
of sword
1.
he was wielding, but that thing cleaved through me and it burned. It burns as badly as the Golden Gate did.
Yeah, Chimeg, you have no idea what he's talking about.
I see the look on her face. Let's say that the Golden Gate has a, smiling bit of sunshine of an effect on us.
Oh.
As did apparently
You mean
their
that in a bad way?
Yes.
Huh.
So I missed. What did you
Right.
say right now?
That the Golden Gate has a smiling bit of sunshine of an effect on us.
Oh, okay.
In a bad way. And that the sword felt the same, or nearly the same, as it cleaved through.
I don't even begin to know what that means.
If we're gonna
Mara,
do...
how long have you been in this town?
4 years in
Have
Jerusalem.
have there ever been this gathering of werewolves before?
There was mention of it not long after I arrived. When when I first met the High Council, I believe it was in discussion somewhere, but I wasn't really aware, really, of what was going on, and hearsay.
Must be some form of lupine holiday or sacred week or whatever. You mentioned a pilgrimage, so probably something they do. I'm sorry for bringing this to your doorstep, by the way. Again, to be fair, I feared for my life. Alright, willpower regain. I forgot.
Yes, everybody regain 1 willpower because it's the start of a new session.
What is Amara's demeanor in all this? Does she seem calm? Does she seem agitated, angry, afraid?
Perception, empathy. Difficulty 6.
I also join on that.
Anybody can join in on that.
Whoa.
That
Whoa.
is-
Cecilia,
Wow,
for the
what
first
is that?
time in a long time, Cecilia begins to have the onset symptoms of a migraine. Chimag, hard to read.
Oh my
Mm.
1
god.
second, I'm adjusting the roll. Nope.
Jala also begins to have the onset symptoms of a migraine.
Yeah, after everything that
Been a
happened,
long day.
eyes.
At least he didn't botch with 4 ones.
Wouch. That's
That's
really
special.
painful.
Yeah. Ooh. All right.
I need to think. And she will go to the window and look out.
Okay. As you head to the window and look out, give me perception awareness.
Cut.
With 4 successes, the first thing that you would notice is there aren't any civilians in the street. There are mainly just small groups of guards in pairs of 4 that are moving about between the different points of evidence. You can see the same 4 knights that you came back into the partitionate with are back out there as well, talking to many of the groups. And it looks like there's a bit of an investigation that's going on. And also it looks like they're beginning to set up a heavier patrol in this area. Another thing that you would notice is heading away from the partitionate in the direction of the Greek Orthodox partitionate on sort of that T intersection street. There are a couple of horses that have a standard bearer. And go ahead and give me a wits politics. Difficulty 6.
Wit. Politics. Cool.
2 successes. You've seen the heraldry once before here in the city, and you believe it to be the heraldry of the royal bloodline that is currently under control of Jerusalem. Yeah, and there's about 12 riders that are riding with that standard bearer in the direction of the Greek Orthodox partitionate.
Do they seem to be in a hurry, or do they like
Riding at a
ride
trot.
slowly? Okay.
Do you think the rack would be safe to hunt tonight?
Sort of still have some cleanup to do, don't we? Or should we just leave it?
Which cleanup? It's been a bit of a messy night.
Well, the person that was shredded into pieces, mostly,
Right.
and yeah.
Now we even have to clean up after the damn lupines. Oh.
And I also have a bit of a cleanup.
I don't like letting them get away with all this, but they're just too strong. I need to feed. What are we gonna do?
Well, for starters, I would prefer, although you may be indebted to me, Celia, the three of you not bring any more friends, associates, to my doorstep. Just for starters.
I think that is fair.
Be unfair.
Next, Chimek, you mentioned that you have a bit of a cleanup to do.
One of the
Hmm.
werewolves ripped a person in half.
Okay.
Not too far away.
All right. Well, we need to deal with that before they find the body, or, you know, that could raise a lot of suspicions. I don't really like the idea of increased patrols in my neighborhood, outside of the usual ones that I can control.
Well, let's assume they won't attack us tonight, this group at least. It should be safe to go out and do the cleaning.
One thing I
Mhm.
think we should have established with our associates is where exactly they control. 33 in the city is a lot. I'm sure they've split the city into territories. Keep infighting to a minimum.
What is their current turf, basically?
I would assume it's in the Armenian quarter, but that is a good point. Before anything is agreed to, it should be established which areas to keep out of.
Sounds fine.
Also, while he did say that he would not report your murdering of a member of the, what was it, Wicked Sisters? Twisted Sisters? Wicked?
Something
Twisted?
like
Something like
Wicked
that. I
Sisters.
wasn't entirely focused
Wicked.
on names at the moment. I believe we should very much avoid them, wherever they are. I'm not exactly versed on werewolf anatomy or physiology, but, you know, part of me thinks they have great noses, so they might be able to smell, you know, that you killed one. On whoever killed one.
Yeah, that is a possibility. It's good to keep away from wherever they are. The problem, you don't know where the Wicked Sisters operate. The one who died also died in the Armenian quarter in the rack.
Well, that seems like
basically
a conflict
to
of
avoid.
interest if that is one group's territory and another group was feeding her. So, could very well be possible that they are also using the Armenian quarter as a bit of a rack as well.
Maybe. Or they maybe are in conflict and that's why he don't want to share the information, as he doesn't want to share anything with the Wicked Sister. They seem not to be in good terms.
True.
So stay out of the rack. We're gonna have to feed in our own neighborhood. Great. So
Does this mean that everything is done then with the deal we had? He says, looking at Mara.
If we are speaking on the boon, that is very much still in effect, as I have not called upon that quite yet. I will have something very soon for you, though. If you're speaking on something else, you'll have to give me a bit of a refresher.
I'm talking about the boon, what I actually bought with it. Is the thing, is it fixed so it won't become an issue in the future? The thing that...
Yes, that particular issue has been taken care of.
Good. Alright. Yeah, we should go out and do cleaning then. And we will be keeping in touch.
Please do.
Do you get rid of that? And I point at the ripped clothes and armor that are on the ground. Or do you want me to take that with us?
If you leave it here, I could certainly use it for a few things here and there, but I don't think you would be very inclined to what I would use it for, so... General note, never leave your belongings with one of my kind in the future, just so you know.
Alright, I'm trying to pack up what I can and shoulder bagging it somehow, and trying to cloak myself in whatever I've got left.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make magic that makes them unable to smell one of us?
I would have to research such. Currently nothing of the sort sits within my repertoire of things I can do. But given some time, research, and a few good books, I'm sure I could find something. Of course, now that my sister is in the Diet of Olives, I could always contact her. In her part of the world, they tend to deal more with the lupines.
Well,
In fact, when he
whatever
mentioned... Go ahead.
No, sorry, I actually stop when she speaks.
When he
So I listen
mentions pilgrimage, it makes me think that they are more than likely on their way to Saxony. Something to do with the sacred white tree in that area.
Yeah, but I don't know how long they will stay before they make the pilgrimage, but...
That
Let's hope not
is
so long.
problem number one. How long will our guests be here?
I'm just saying, with whatever boon you want me to do for you in the future, it will be easier if Lupines don't find me when I do it.
Very much so.
And she will give a bow towards her. If you excuse me now.
Oh, very much so. Have a pleasant evening and try not to be eaten.
And Jala bows as well, slightly, with that bag of shit on his back, and you hear like some sinew go. Ow.
And
Yeah, let's get going.
Cecilia will go to the window to jump out that way.
Oh,
Gonna take. Sorry.
Or is it very far up so it's hard to jump out?
It's not very far up at all. She's on the first floor. There's a bit of a...
oh.
There's like 3 rose bushes in front of her window.
Yeah, those are gonna get ruined. Is that a problem?
Not my rose bushes. I could care less.
I toss out the bag.
Kind of rustles in the leaves and in the bush down below.
And I'll follow and try to land as softly as possible.
All right. Dexterity athletics.
This is gonna hurt.
Everyone, just Diala.
Everybody.
Well,
Ooh.
actually, Chimeg is gonna. How does it look outside the window? Is it a lot of people watching, or?
Not a lot of people watching the window or anything like that. There's quite a few guards in the street, no civilians, a couple of abandoned carts, and some horses that are just kind of standing around at this point. And it looks like patrols have begun to do their patterns. Holy crap.
Did my penalty apply to that?
Do you have wound penalties?
It should be active.
You should have. You must have clicked in the
If
thing
I
that
think
tells them to
yeah.
apply.
Let me go to your character sheet real quick.
Because that is without
Sure.
penalties.
Character sheet.
I got 2 successes by the way, because I think my speciality would apply.
You don't have your wound penalty boxes checked. So if you go down to health and you see the tiny boxes next to the health boxes, tick
Yes.
on those.
So that's the.
Yeah, there you go. Just
Oh, but I thought I
yeah,
had
the
to do
2.
that.
There you go.
-2, yeah.
And
So
then
let's re-roll
roll
that.
again, please.
Sneaky. Has been changed to athletics.
Cecilia makes it down with a bit of a rustle. Ajala, you make it down with a bit of a rustle, but all in all, relatively stealthy. And Chimeg, you're not going to jump out of a window?
No, I'm gonna switch into bird and try to fly out. I'm actually gonna, if I can catch them before they jump out.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm gonna say, I'm gonna switch into bird form and get a bit of a overview.
Safer than on the ground, that's for sure.
Switching into bird form costs you a point of blood, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and extinguish 1 vitae, and you turn yourself into a golden hawk or eagle?
Eagle.
Eagle, yeah, that's what it was.
Golden eagle.
And you gracefully glide out of the window while the other 2 land in the rose bushes below, and you have a bit of a rustling, but relatively sneaky.
And I'm immediately gonna try to head over where the guy was ripped into pieces and see what's the bustle over there, if the guards have gotten there yet or not.
Okay. So you begin your flight that way. In the meantime, what are the 2 of you doing now that you are relatively gracefully in the rose bushes and being pricked by several thorns?
Taking the bag and just shuffling my way there as well.
Yeah. Every once in a while, what little bits of clothing and stuff still remain on you are, get snagged on thorns here and there, but you do manage to make it out of the rose bush.
Cecilia lands a little rougher, but then she uses the moment to more go into Rose character and becomes more rough. She pulls up the hood. Let's get this over with then. And then she starts marching away towards the street where everything happened.
You overtake Ajala very quickly because he's not able to move properly. As he hobbles behind.
Are the 2 of you going to take the major roads, or are you going to stick to alleys?
Alleyways preferably.
I'm gonna stick to alleys because of Adialas.
Okay. So the 2 of you begin heading down the alleyway. Chimeg gets there first, however. Chimeg, what you would quickly find as you get to the alleyway where the fight began, and you get past that overturned cart which still remains there in the alleyway, you see that there is a large patch of blood and also what looks to be a few half-chewed on organs, but no body.
You.
Like a third of a
Interesting.
liver and a kidney is left.
Can I see any part of... Oh, wait, I actually forgot this thing now that I think of it. I left Batu.
I guess he
Could
goes
he
without.
jump? Yeah, could he jump through the window?
Dear.
It's been too long.
He's Mara's now.
Give me, let's see here. You're looking for the gargoyle? Is that what you're looking for?
No, her dog.
No, my
her
dog.
Oh, Batu. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, did she say looking for the gargoyle? No. All right.
He could have jumped after.
He could jump out the window, yeah, or
Or Mara could just let him out and the dog will find its own way
Yeah.
outside.
I'll let you like retcon what you want to do with him. Do you want to throw him out of a window, or do you?
No, I guess if he could go, if he could be let out, and
Oh, okay.
Or
Yeah,
something.
Mara's willing to open up the door, and he quickly scuttles out into the main thoroughfare of people who are sort of gathered around that central garden of the Latin Partiturate before he makes his way onto the main street itself. no one seems to pay any attention to him. I mean, it's not too terribly uncommon that you see a stray dog or cat here or there. Not one as
Also,
usually as
it's
well
not- it's
fed
not
as
a good
him,
time.
but
Alright. Yeah, but then I would try to figure out where the blood trail is going. Is there a blood trail?
there are a couple of spatters of blood that head off in the southern direction down the main road, but they just quickly disappear after a good 20 yards.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna swoop down and try to pick up those entrails or what they were.
Okay. You swoop down and you find yourself staring at a third of a liver and an entire kidney just sitting there.
Oh, well, sweeping those up.
Okay. This is like the weird squelching wetness of your talons piercing into them, and you got them.
Alright.
What are you gonna
You
do with
bird,
it?
that should look tasty.
Can I eat in this form if I can't in my normal
Absolutely.
form?
You can eat in this form. I don't see why not.
Hmm.
I mean, they're nice. They're ripe. They're already pre-opened. The packaging
Yeah,
has
you
been
can do that
torn.
again.
Well, I guess it could be some blood in it.
Sure.
Or I'm not even sure how long blood is potent for us.
This is one way to find out.
Mhm. Well, I'm gonna continue flying for now and just try to see if I can see any activity from. I can notice the werewolves, probably long gone, but
Chimek begins leaving a trail of blood as the as the organs drip beneath her. But yeah, and it's about at that time as she's taking off, the two of you would come through an opposite alleyway and make your way onto the scene, just to simply see an eagle just taking off with two fleshy bags of some sort of meat in its talons.
I just look at Cecilia like, what just happened?
Sorry, where are we now?
You guys are standing where the body was at this
Oh.
point.
Well, maybe Chime got here and fixed it,
She was
or
well-
someone else fixed it.
Well, not a problem anymore. Let's go home. Jella's just eager to get out of there.
If you follow Ajala, he will take you to which of your homes?
If I'm not mistaken, we do have a basically claim for ownership in the Ox.
You have a claim for ownership, not in the Ox, but in the
Painted lady.
Painted Lady.
All right, let's head there.
Yeah. Okay, so the two of you, should Rose wish to travel with you, begin heading towards the Painted Lady.
I just wonder, did Chime share about her other mistake? I don't remember if you did share it or not.
not directly. But she did say she had an issue of her own to clean up, I think.
Alright. I will look around then, just in the sky, to see if I see a bird.
Sure.
Perfect.
Perception, awareness. Chimeg, make me a... Make me... Appearance stealth. Because you're not really being dexterous in midair.
In the night sky.
More using your small frame at this point. Yeah, no, you easily spot Chimeg.
With the fleshy lumps.
And what is Chime doing? Is she flying in a special direction?
Oh, she's probably circling at the moment to see if she can see anything.
Then Cecilia would wave her down, like looking up to the sky and waving with her hand for her to come down.
Do I notice it?
Perception awareness. With extra die because you're an eagle form. So modifier. There we go. 2 successes. Yeah. No, you see someone inhibiting the body of Cecilia, but definitely with the mannerism of Rose, waving up at you.
I'm gonna fly down to them.
All right, we're planning to go back to the Ox. Do you need help with your thing?
Important
She
question.
She
Does
says in
Chimeg-
bird.
Yeah. Important question though. Does Chimeg land with the organs, or do you just begin circling them but closer?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna land if there's no one.
Okay. There's
right
like
there.
there's like a wet slapping flop into the sand below.
So she like cuts off herself and be like, "Oh, did you take care of the whole body, or is that what's left?"
And I understand her.
Yes,
or
I
you
say
can
it in
fully
bird.
understand her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was what was left. I didn't know what to do with it. I mean, the
Alright, go
blood
tie
is
that
kind of
thing.
telling.
Do you need help with the other thing that you talked about, or are you fine?
Maybe I killed someone, and I'm not even completely sure. I don't think. I don't know whose territory it was. I was.
Possibly on the border of ours.
It was
Do you know which
hopefully.
side it was of this road? That side, and she points to our area, or that side, she points into the western part.
Do I know?
All right, it's going to come down to a wits investigation difficulty 7 because you were in a frenzy. You know it was from the south of the partiturate. Yeah, no, you're still on the same information you were on earlier. Somewhere to the south of the Latin partiturate, knowing that your area was in the southeast, you're not entirely sure if you had even made it into your area or if you straight up fed close to the Jaffa Gate.
Oh, I'm gonna. Let her know that. I'm not completely sure where it was, though. I was losing control.
Okay. Well, Adiala, go get some rest or feed or whatever. I will try to find this mistake. Let's start in the western part, because if it's there, it's a problem. Otherwise, it's not as much.
All right,
Let's hope for no more ambushes tonight. And
Yeah.
I'll start making my way to the Painted Lady.
I'll try to find it from above. Did Batu catch up with you?
I guess that Batu... did Batu catch up with us? Or isn't he here?
You currently do not see Batu anywhere.
No, he did not catch up with us.
And while you're looking around, go ahead and make me perception awareness, each of you. Difficulty is going to be 5. So.
Oh, 5. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
same.
same. Okay.
Do I get the die extra since bird?
Yeah.
Or
It was awareness that I used instead of alertness, but it's the same stat.
Okay. It's not very hard to spot. But there's an awkward squawk that comes from the rooftops above you, and as the three of you sort of tilt your heads up, you can see there is a small pack of vultures now beginning to slowly circle around Chimeg.
I'm gonna try to throw the entrails up to theirs. Can I I don't even know how birds work.
Can birds throw?
I mean, yeah, they can catapult things technically with enough speed.
Sure.
Or just let it lay there and just back off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lay it in the rooftop maybe, and it will be fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be gone fast enough, probably.
Do you-
Just give
Do
me a
you
moment.
want to take off and catapult the flesh, or
Yeah, I'll fly up a bit and try to throw it
Okay.
there away.
give me? I don't have the stats for a golden eagle, so we're gonna say give me a custom roll of 3 dice to see how well you can throw a third of a liver and a kidney.
Difficulty 7?
Difficulty 5, or not 5, but 6. Two successes. I mean, it's not bad. You take off. You do like a medieval mock loop and get some speed up and chuck the liver and the kidney into the darkness of the alleyway, and they don't even hit the ground by the time the vultures swoop down on them.
Right.
I took care of that. Alright, well, I'm gonna move towards the church then and see where Pato is.
Okay.
Alright,
don't
I will
know.
move west, see what I can find.
I'll catch up.
And seeing as Ajala's in the kitchen currently, we're going to assume that Ajala is following Cecilia.
He was going back to the painted lady.
Oh, fantastic! Then he goes that way. You all split up in 3 different directions, pretty much.
Yes.
But 2 of
We
you
will
are
stay
heading
in
in
your spot.
similar-ish directions. So, Chimeg easily getting to the main thoroughfare first for the Latin partiturate. You would see Batu is like halfway down the street, almost to your territory. And it looks like he's either headed to the Slaughtered Ox or the Painted Lady, with the Slaughtered Ox being closer at this point.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna try to. There's a lot of people moving on the street now, right?
There are a lot of guards at this point that are doing patrols in the area at this point, but none of them are really paying attention to eagles.
Mm.
You notice one of them gives like a third of a loaf of bread to Batu as he passes.
Alright, well, I'm gonna try to move up to close to him and land on a roof.
Okay.
See if I can get his attention.
All right. How would you like to attempt to do so?
I only want to get his attention though, so that's the problem. I mean, if I get eye contact with him, I could activate the
Speak with animals, or essentially that power.
Whisper to the Wild. Yeah.
There you go.
I try to get the head of him somehow and.
Sure, you can
Just
easily
catch his eye.
swoop down into the street, fly a bit ahead, and land on one of the abandoned carts, turn around, and try and gain eye contact.
Alright, then I will do that.
Okay, so we watch as the golden eagle spreads its wings, drops from the rooftop, sort of glides down the street a bit, takes a few flaps of the wings before stretching out your talons and grabbing onto the edge of a cart, quickly turning on your eagle legs and glancing towards Batu's face. It's currently like sniffing his way about down the street. Give me a what do I want here? Give me Charisma animal kin? Yeah, 4 successes. You quickly gain his attention as he's like, as he basically looks up and goes, Eagle. And you gain eye contact.
Mm.
Does that power cost you a point of blood?
No, I think that one is introduced. No blood.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, you easily activate power immediately in that moment, and you now have the ability to communicate.
Right.
And yeah, you do indeed, in that moment of eye contact, within a millisecond, you sort of hear the warping words of Batu in the moment that goes, Eagle.
It's me.
Oh, Master. Hello.
Were you going back home?
Yes. Go home.
Alright.
Where ditches.
Where what?
The ditch in the alleyway.
Why?
That is where home is. Home is building with ditch.
Well, that's where the other one is, isn't it?
Painted Lady is the one that has the alleyway with why am I
good friend.
blanking? Yeah, your good doggy friend whose name I'm blanking on at the moment for some reason.
Yeah.
Canis.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
All right. So he meant the other slaughter dogs.
No, he meant the Painted Lady.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
I go somewhere else?
No, go there and stay and keep safe.
Okay. Go to room?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye! Happy dog
Bye.
tail wagging all the way down the street at that point.
All right. And then I'm gonna try to catch up with Cecilia.
All right, it's not hard. Even though Cecilia is playing the role of Rose, she is quite the standoutish character amongst a few patrols of guards that are making their way down the street. As she's sort of peeking her way out of one alleyway, checking around, going towards the next alleyway, checking around, and so on and so forth, looking for a lovely mistake that was left behind.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to backtrace my own steps and try to figure out if I recognize anything.
All right, fantastic. Perception, we're going to go with... Perception investigation. Still at difficulty 7, unfortunately for you.
Okay. Bonus from Eagle.
Bonus from Eagle. Woo!
And 7.
Any specialties?
Eye for details.
Eye for details will come into play here. That will bring you to 2. So yeah, you actually recognize one of the buildings. It has a little bit different of a design. It looks more like it was an old blacksmithy that sort of shut down at some point and has been repurposed to a basket weaving shop. And you notice some of the tile work is familiar.
All right. I'm gonna try to sweep him and see if I can see if anyone has noticed the mistake.
There are
anyone
no
there?
signs of people currently in the street or at the entrance to the alleyways to that building. but you would know that it's more than likely deeper in the alleyway.
All right. I'm gonna try to fly over and
Mhm.
see.
As you begin to fly over, you quickly spot a sight of a hooded individual who is currently trying to, with like half of a ruined cart in the back alleyway, slide the body into a well. And you just hear, because you have great hearing right now, God damn it, why do I have to always deal with this shit? And there's yanking and pulling. Eventually he gets like the leg into the well, and then
It's gonna poison the water.
Do I recognize the voice
give me
or the
a
individual?
wits expression. Currently, no.
I think I know who it might be, but
Yeah, have a guess.
Would you like
Alright,
to swoop
I'm
down
gonna-
and take a closer look?
No, I wanna try to make my way back to Cecilia as quick as possible.
Okay. You swoop back down the roadway as Cecilia's like 3 alleyways down at this point, poking her head in, sees a drunk in the alleyway, and kind of just checks over him really quickly. Doesn't see any obvious signs of the person being dead or anything like that. So she turns on her heels just as you arrive at Cecilia.
I found it.
All right, lead the way.
And I take off again. Well, before that, I say someone found it, though. So be
Then we have
careful
to hurry.
approaching. And I'm gonna take off.
And
Okay.
Rose start running in the
All right.
direction the bird takes it.
2 of you make your way 3 alleyways down. You go past that weaving shop and into the alleyway proper. Just as there is a loud sklunk into the well. And you notice the hooded person kind of dust their hands off, turn around, and you come face to face, Rose, with one buck truck.
So she like first looks like she's almost like to fight, but then she like turn. It's you.
Oh, hey!
Oh.
How we
Did you
doing?
just have down the body in the water?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. It'll wash out.
All right, I thought that. Okay, so that well will lead out.
The well is connected to a cave system, and that cave system eventually leads to the Black Sea.
I'm gonna land on Cecilia's shoulder.
All right, how did you find it?
Oh, I use it for storage sometimes.
I mean, how did you find this body here?
It was kind of obvious.
It was kind of obvious, you say. She says, looking towards the bird.
Do you guys know how many bodies I've cleaned up after you guys? Especially Ajala. I mean, for the love of God, that man, he doesn't usually kill... Well, no, no, he does sometimes kill his victims, but unintentionally. And I have cleaned up at least 6 bodies for that man.
That is horrible to know.
Uh-huh, yeah. So, for me, you know, little investigation into the area, quickly turned up a body. Ooh, great. Figured out who that came from. I'm assuming it's Ajala, right?
No,
Eagle
this one
nods.
is not Adiala's.
the bird is nodding.
The bird is nothing. Huh. Your eagle friend is... That's... Okay, that's weird. Never expected a bird to nod at me. What's up, bird? How you doing? Kind of winks
That
at
is
you.
she-Meg.
Oh!
Can I use animalism on humans when I'm in a bird form?
I'd have to
I
look
can.
I don't know.
I don't know, honestly. Hold on.
mean-
Cannibalism.
I mean,
think it
humans
might
are
be when you-
animals.
It might be something in your form that says you can speak to humans.
Yeah. Let me find the page for animalism.
Animism doesn't say anything about human contact.
right? But humans
It's-
are mammals, so
I
Yeah,
can use
I
my.
guess you could on that thing.
I don't think you can use the attracting them power, but at this
I know
point,
that
until
would-
your DM does further research, I'm gonna say sure. Why the fuck not?
All right. Then I'm just gonna say hello.
It's talking. The bird is Chimeg. That's creepy. You should stop doing that. It's not. Why am I talking to a bird? All right. Anyways,
Mhm.
so
Thank you for the help.
make
though.
that body 7 on a Jala's tab.
Definitely.
We should be honest in this group. This is She-Makes tab you add in this body to.
But
Yeah.
Chimeg just nodded. What? Okay. All right. Well, 1 to your tab, young lady.
How many have She-Make on her tab at the moment?
I mean, this is the
This
first one
was
I
the
know about.
first. This was the
that-
first.
That is good. You have not been here for... How long have you been here? A week now? 2 days? 3 days? Maybe 6?
I mean, so far none of you have reached Serafino's tab. That whole encampment outside of Jaffa, but Jesus.
Yeah.
I think
I'm just assuming my tab is 0.
As it currently stands, I have not found any bodies that I would claim to more than likely belong to you.
I do not kill my victims nor leave them in an uncompromised state.
Fantastic. Then
it
you
was
shouldn't incur
this.
tab.
It was this or leaving a Jala. Just. Not that I was able to do much anyway, but
Well, it's fixed now.
Yeah.
thank you.
You should try to keep safe, Backtrack, by the way. The werewolves know about you.
I'm sorry?
One of the groups of werewolves around here knows about you.
There are many groups. Oh,
Yes.
great. All right.
But I don't think that group will act against you because they want to have peace with us.
Oh, we're on a peace thing. Okay, peace is nice. I like peace.
Well, I mean, their peace thing is basically, apparently, Serafino spoke to one of them and was asked the wrong
Slightly
kinds of
rude.
questions. That's why he was attacked.
That seems like Serafino.
Yeah, and then they attacked
This seems
Adjala
like
and
anger
Chimeg this night.
issues.
What did you guys do to piss him off?
Nothing.
Really?
According to them, it was an ongoing retribution from whatever Serafino did.
All right.
And now they want to end this hostility by making peace with us tomorrow.
Oh, so it's not officially a thing. Okay.
No, but they want peace, so I doubt that they would attack tonight. That would kind of ruin their plan for peace tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Note to self: if I find any big hairy creatures in the night, run away.
Yeah,
Run
there
far,
are
far
33
away.
of them in this town.
33. How are there 33 big hairy creatures in town and no one's saying anything?
I
Not
don't
always
know.
hiring.
They're not always hairy. Excuse me.
They can turn into people. They can look
They-
like a normal human.
Hmm. I mean, that's
It
kind of.
might. Yeah, I guess they will sniff around more in the human form anyway.
No comment.
Yeah. Well, the one who knows more about that is Serafino, but he is currently taking a nap, as you know.
Super incapacitated right now. Yeah, I checked up on him this afternoon.
Maybe want to look for another safe house for him. That could be a good thing for you to do, as they know where he is at the moment.
I could move him into the caves.
What caves?
I mean, there are a number of different cave systems all around Jerusalem. We have the one that's closer to Bethlehem, the one that's closer to the manor, the 12 cave systems that are more in the direction of Damascus. Then, of course, we have the one that, we're standing above.
I was standing above.
Yeah. Points to the well behind
How?
him.
Who knows about this?
I guess the owners of the... Then he points to the weaving shop. They probably know. And from the looks of it, that used to be an old blacksmithy, so I assume that they're the ones who originally built the well. It doesn't look like it's seen much use, though, recently.
Mm.
Right,
This
we're doing
well,
that thing where we... Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah, so this well doesn't have a thing to pull up water, right?
He goes and he pulls on the rope, and you can see that the rope is like frayed with age and looks like it's been snapped over time. Yeah, no, the bucket's down there somewhere.
I guess if there was a smithy who built it, they probably put slag product in it. It's probably kind of toxic even before the body.
Probably, yeah.
Well, that can be something if you want to find a safer place for him, so until he wakes up, that would be good.
I did find a cool set of, old tools that were sitting in this alleyway.
What tools?
Like tongs and shit. I don't know, I'm not a blacksmith. Some of them are rusted, but, a little work here and there. I can get that cleaned up.
Yeah, if you find the blacksmith, then we can start making weapons.
I can do some research, see where he ended up, if he changed locations or whatnot. I mean, I know of one in town. It's the one that I used to get Ajala's armor repaired the other night.
What is his going fees for repairing armor?
It varies depending on what the materials are and if he has the materials on hand or if he has to outsource the materials. So, what kind of armor are you looking to get repaired?
Ajala's armor.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty fucked up last time, and that cost me about 3 silver.
This is probably more fucked up. So
More fucked up? You might as well get a whole new
Probably a
set.
new one.
Yeah. Is his
yeah, it
Hallberg
might
okay?
be awkward. He's
That
not
was-
okay, but he's moving about.
Oh, no. It's a Jala. I know he's fucked up, but he's up, I'm sure. But no, I was asking you, is his Hallberg okay? Because that was the most expensive part of his armor that I had to get repaired.
Let's say that. No. Let's just say no.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can go and he had a few on the rack, so I can go and buy a new one.
Yeah, how much would that cost?
A fresh one. I'm gonna have to retake Ajala's measurements because I wasn't paying attention really last time. But shouldn't cost more than 4 silver for a fresh Hallberg. Less if it's a half.
Well, Cecilia will just hand him 5 silver and get the measurements and get him an armor as soon as you can. He's
Okay.
gonna need it.
I won't be able to get it done tonight, but tomorrow afternoon I should be able to make my way over there.
Sounds good enough.
Anything else?
How is your
What's the
armor
state?
looking?
Yeah, how's the state of my armor? It's a cloth one though.
I don't remember if
It's
you were
got
hit.
some. It's got some. It's got some rips in it from your fight with Habiba, but those can be patched quite easily. It just takes someone with a sewing kit.
Well, I need to get mine a bit patched, but I might just be able to do that myself.
There's a great seamstress. Just if you go to the crossroads of the Four Quarters, she'll be closer to the. She'll be on the corner of the, Christian area.
All right. Look into that.
Anything else? Yes, person who's not here?
I just realized something. Was I disarmed in the last fight?
Yes, you very much were. If you remember, your shield was taken away from you and thrown away, and your spear is very much embedded up to the haft in a cart. So if you try to retrieve that thing, it is not going to be functional.
I just would like to remind that that spear is blooded.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I very well know.
Mm-hmm.
Did Cecilia know that he lacked a spear and a shield?
Cecilia is the one who found it, embedded into a
Oh,
cart.
yeah. Alright, then. How much for a shield and a spear? He lost
Okay.
that too.
Oh, he had a small shield, right?
Yeah.
Give me a moment here. Let me just do the mental calculations. So, spears. I'm not gonna be able to go to. No, I can go to him because he had a few. He had a few. No, those were lances. I can ask him to see if he can make a spear. Those usually cost like 5 copper, and a small shield depends on the material. I can go anywhere from, 3 gold to a silver.
For the shield? That's expensive for the
It depends on material and decoration.
shield. What kind of shield did he have before? I guess it was a wooden shield, or?
Yeah, he had a wooden before, but I can get a metal one. Or, well, it's not going to be a fully metal one, but it's like lined with metal, a bit sturdier.
Well, do this then. And she
I
will
got the
hand-
money.
What do you say?
I got the money.
Yeah, me too, she says. And she still pulls out 20 silver and gives to him.
Okay.
And she said, get 2 armors, 2 spears, and 2 shields for
Okay.
those 25 silvers.
All right, I can get you some decent heater shields with this money.
Yeah, so he has a set to change. Apparently, he uses them kind of quickly.
He's gonna have to redo the custom work on the spear, though. I don't think I can easily tell someone what he wants with that.
What custom work did he have?
He had grooves in the spear shaft, if I remember correctly.
Did he make them himself, or did he give it to someone?
I have no idea. I wasn't there when he bought it.
Well, just give him the spear then, and then he can fix it, whatever he wants on it.
All right. Anything for you?
No, I didn't. I don't lose my things, so I still have everything I need.
You don't need any, quiver of arrows or anything.
And she looks down to her quiver. I have 15 extra arrows after these 20, so now I'm fine.
No, fair enough. Chimek, hawk, eagle thing.
Oh.
I'm good.
All right, great, fantastic. This has been a lovely conversation. Maybe work on your conversation pacing a little bit, but other than that, lovely conversation. I'll go get those things. Are we still meeting at the you-know-who where place, or are we going to the Ox place?
Do Cecilia know what he means now? Because I have forgotten the player.
It's been
Who plays?
If you don't know what he means by that, then you don't know what he means by that.
You mean the
Technically, it's been 5 weeks since that probably came up.
I have to check my notes slightly. Oh, you mean that place? You mean my place?
Yes.
Yeah. No, let's meet at. Just come with it to the painted lady.
Okay. All right. Well, good evening.
Good evening.
Ma'am. Bird. And he walks past you.
Cecilia will move over to the well
Okay.
and look
I
down.
will come with, literally.
Sure. You both look down. I assume that Chimek just goes into the shoulder of Cecilia. as the
Yeah,
two of you
I
look
landed
over.
on the shoulder.
Yeah, you straight up parrot look down into the well, and it's just dark water below, and there's like a
Can
single
I?
wooden rusted bucket. It has a couple iron bands around it that are rusted. That's just bobbing in the water, but no sign of a body.
Can I activate the Eyes of the Beast to see in darkness? See what kind of... Does it look like a big space down there? Is that how it goes?
It goes down for maybe a good 10 feet of just like stoned well, and then it opens up immediately into what appears to be, at this vantage point, a cave system, but you're not able to really get a good gauge of the depth because you're looking essentially like down a shotgun shell of a well. But you could easily fly down there. It's wide enough for you to fit.
I could pop down and see what's down there.
Yeah, do that. See what's happened. I mean, this is a good place to know about.
Gonna jump off and dive down.
Okay. Like someone jumping out of the back of a plane, you jump off of Cecilia's shoulder and dive down into the well to 10 feet. And as you get just beyond the stone portion of the well, it opens up into a large cavern that goes in both directions, and but eventually forms into these 3 small channels. One of them heads in the direction of the wall itself. The other 2 one heads directly eastish, and it looks like it curves southeast and then starts to curve northeast. And the other one goes south by southeast and then just begins to curve south. And the body currently make me perception awareness. Difficulty 6. Okay, 3 successes. You can see that the body's kind of like caught on the in-between section of the 2 southeastern tunnels. And it's kind of like caught on a rock that juts out of the water slightly. But it looks like it's slowly being shifted in the direction of the southern tunnel.
I'm gonna give it a jank and see if I can get it lost. Get this free.
Okay, roll me 3 dice. Get that bird strength going. Wow, 3 successes on 3 die. Yeah, you easily, with key positioning and your talons dug very heavily into the stone that's jutting out of the water, you were able to nudge enough, skin that's beginning to... It was leathery when you left it, but now it's sort of gotten to that soggy state, like you left bread and water for far too long. But you managed to nudge it off of that rock, and it starts heading down the southern tunnel. And looking down here, you can see that close to the southern tunnel there is a rope ladder that is making its way from a wooden trapdoor. And at the bottom of that rope ladder, there looks to be a couple of items that are sort of piled up very neatly in sacks. And there's also a bedroll and an extinguished campfire.
Someone's been busy.
Alright. In what direction was that from the well?
It's like 50 yards from the well.
50
Down the
yards.
southern tunnel's entrance.
Understand. So down towards the Armenian quarter.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure where the well was.
So I'll mark it on you guys' map. Give me a second here. Oop, there we go. If you notice the pink circle now.
All right, so it's kind of probably under the wallish.
Yeah, with the way that the tunnel initially heads, it looks like it goes sort of underneath the citadel initially, and then starts breaking its way further into the Armenian quarter.
Okay. All right, but there's no one around then.
Currently, no one's down here.
All right, then I'm gonna head back up to Cecilia.
What did you see? Seemed to be large down there. You were gone a long time.
Yeah, it's 3 tunnels. One heading under the wall, and one in the east-northeast direction, and then one to the south-southeast. But there was also some kind of camp, a few items on the rope ladder leading up to some kind of trapdoorish.
Did it look like it's seen use recently?
Yeah, looked like the campfire had been extinguished. Somewhat
Which
recent.
house would it go up in? If you look around here.
Would be maybe towards the citadel. I was thinking though, Buck Truck said that he had been down there, right? Or did he just say that he used to throw things down there? Do you remember?
It was unclear. He knows of the area. Maybe he uses the fire down there.
I was thinking it might be his. Otherwise, I don't know.
Alright, take a look around here, see if you can find any kindred markings. Canine
Alright.
markings.
Sure.
And yeah, Cecilia will start looking for markings if there's any vampire that's marked this area.
Sure.
Yes, well-
It is painfully obvious that you are on the edge of Mara's territory, and on the other side of the well, so across from you at this point, there is a line of buildings that have Mara's marking on the corridor of them.
But this well is outside of it.
This well is outside of that area, yeah.
Claim
Either this
it.
well is unclaimed, or you don't currently see a obvious sign that someone has claimed it.
Can you go down there and again in the well, and on the inside mark it? So if some kindred goes down there, they know that they're in our territory. But we don't want to show it here.
Yeah, I could do that. I could take an extra check if there's any markings down there before, but
Do that.
can you show me the mark again? I don't really remember it.
It's rather simple.
Yeah, I will show the marking for her.
And remind the audience, what does that mark look like?
It was a pentagram.
Very simple.
All right. But with that, you go ahead and you free fall back into the well, eventually spreading your wings as you get to the bottom of it and gliding into the cave system itself. Make me a perception alertness difficulty 5. You know what you're looking for. Four successes. There are no obvious signs of kindred marking anywhere in this initial cave system itself. There could be kindred markings, further down one of the tunnels somewhere, but where you are currently in this main cavern, no signs.
Right, then I'm gonna find probably a few appropriate placements and mark it.
Okay. Give me dexterity crafts difficulty is going to be 7 because you're eagle form. not exactly easy to hang upside down and scratch into a wall that is made out of stone.
It's very dark down there.
Yeah, I have to say.
Uh,
0 successes. You spend an awkward 3 or 4 minutes, like trying to essentially do swooping passes along one wall, and you get like a few scratch marks on it, but nothing that would obviously indicate a pentagram.
Well, I'll actually try to jump out of my shape then and try again.
Okay. In that case, you go ahead and you sort of swoop down by the encampment where there's a bit of easier walking room, and there's the cracking of bone, the dropping of hundreds of feathers, and within a few seconds after a bloody patch of eagle skin is left, we find one Chimeg standing there.
Yeah. And I'm gonna try again.
All right. Go ahead and do it. Regular difficulty. Actually, I'll make it difficulty 5.
Alright.
Three successes, you're easily able to mark the area with appropriate signage indicating that this is now your territory. So whoever wants to go ahead and mark the area, you can mark the area where the well is almost to the Jaffa Gate as your territory. Any further than that, and Chimeg will have to travel down a tunnel to grab more territory.
I will just do that.
Okay.
Our area and a little ring beside.
Give
it.
like a little shaft towards your area so that we know it's connected.
Sure, I can do.
How do I remove the one that I made?
Like
Click
that.
on and hit delete. Yeah, like that. That's good. Fantastic. All right, your territory has expanded this wonderful night.
I think
Yeah, only good things happen this night.
definitely.
Night is not over. Sorry.
How do you come up? Do you walk, or do you fly, or do you use the ladder?
I'm actually curious now. Can I carefully... How tall is the ladder?
The ladder is 10 feet up.
10 feet. Alright, I'm gonna try to carefully climb it and try to look closer at the door.
Okay.
Or was it a door or a latch?
It's like a trap door.
Yeah.
But you go ahead and you climb up the rope ladder. It's a little awkward because you have to play that balancing game of a rope ladder, and then eventually you do get up to the trap door itself.
Claim the trap door.
Get super petty with it.
Blame everything.
Like a dog marking its territory, only with pentagrams instead. But yeah, you come to the trap door. It doesn't look to have any sort of locking mechanism that's currently visible on it, and there is like a very, very simple like bent piece of metal that you can use as sort of a latch.
Alright. I'm gonna try to sneakily open it slightly, just try to peer what's on the other side.
Dexterity stealth.
Alright.
With 2 successes, you quietly, with the lightest of creaks, open the trap door to find yourself face to face with a half-broken, clearly not been used in about 10 years outhouse.
You.
Hmm. Hmm. Alright.
And the
And
door
is it
to the
dark?
outhouse. Oh yeah, it's dark. There's like a little There's like a little stand for where you would put a candle at night in the
Yeah.
outhouse. There's enough room for you to like stand up in the outhouse, and you can see a bit of the moonlight sort of peeking through these cracks on the door because the door isn't sitting on the doorway properly. It's like bent at an angle.
All right. Can I peer outside? Is there like some kind of opening, or if
Sure.
it's decrepit?
You look through the cracks of the doorway and you can easily see the main thoroughfare of the entrance to the Jaffa Gate.
Hmm. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna head down with that again.
Okay.
Don't forget to claim the outhouse.
Later
Would you
in
like
that
to
case.
claim the outhouse?
Please do.
I mean, no. Well,
Okay. You can see as you're beginning to go down the trapdoor again, there's like markings all over the walls of like previous people who were in here and were bored at one point. You know, one particularly stands out to you. It's like a mood was here.
glorious. Yeah, and then I'm gonna take bird shape again, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And fly up. Failure.
All right.
So 1 blood.
Spend another blood point, turn into your bird form, and make your way back towards the well itself. You know, doing a bit of a loop to gain a bit of speed so that you can go up the shaft of the well itself, because it's a little harder to beat your wings in that well shaft. But eventually, Cecilia, there's the rushing sound of something that whistles out of the well, and you see a golden eagle making its way out.
All right. I let the eagle land.
I marked where the stairwell was. Well, the ladder.
All right, good.
I kind of sneaked a peek on the other side of the trapdoor as well. Wasn't able to do that symbol in bird form, so I had to jump out of it. But there seems to be some kind of old, decrepit outhouse in the main thoroughfare of Jaffa Gate, more or less. Just by it.
All right.
I didn't mark up there though.
That is good. We don't want people, when they're up here, gonna see it's our hidden area.
Yeah.
Let's go back then.
I'll keep a bird's eye view.
All right,
See
do
if
that.
we're being followed.
Okay. And how are my players doing for time? Are we good?
Perfect.
Fantastic. All right. Well, here we are going to take our break, and we will be right back with more Children of the Cup. See you soon, folks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Children of the Cup. I am your DM, Jim Storyteller, and we're back with more of these chuckle fucks. Let's see what they do next. All right. Anyways, bringing us back into the story. The territory marked. You guys are free to make your way back to the Painted Lady. But before we get to the two of you arriving there, we break off from your little group, including, once including Bucktruck, who is now also left, and make our way over to Ajala.
Ajala's just hobbling his way to the Painted Lady. And if he manages to arrive, he'll enter the Painted Lady.
You do so enter.
Good. On entry, is Fatma Ulvi here?
Yes.
Good, my ghoul's here. I'm gonna try and make my way inside first, try to walk as straight up as possible, and dump the armor in my room.
Okay. So you go ahead and you make your way up to your room, and it's undisturbed as you arrive.
Dumping the armor there, then switching clothes into something that is less ripped into pieces. And then make my way down again.
As you make your way down, you would notice Canis currently drinking from a bowl underneath one of the tables that a very brutish man is sitting at. A man that you recognize as Hakan.
I know I've seen that face before, but who the hell was Hakan again?
If you will remember, Hakan is the Muslim sheriff.
Ah, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, in that case I probably would have recognized him. But, Hakan, what are you doing here?
Welcome, welcome. Please, take a seat.
I'll look at Fatma and then at the table, and I'll shuffle over and sit down.
How are you doing this evening?
Been better.
That is relatively good.
True enough. I'm still here, so yeah, good.
Always a good thing. So, I take it you have heard the news that hostilities will begin very soon.
Oh, this is actually news to me, as in... So... More hostilities? Or...
Well, seeing as Al-Musik's forces have reached Karak, and the battle has begun there, it has also come to my attention that certain forces have made their way to the Dead Sea.
Just see Ajala thinking, and just like, I don't know. In his, basically on his face is like, it's clear that he has no idea what the hell he's talking about.
So I will go ahead and bring you guys to the region map. And let me fix this up for the audience. So where we are talking about is, he's saying that forces have arrived at Karak. And forces have also arrived at the Dead Sea.
Okay.
Just so you have a map reference of that.
Yeah.
Seeing as the future Caliph has gone ahead and moved his forces in the appropriate positions, I expect that violence will be picking up here in Jerusalem within the coming month, if not sooner. Speaking of which, where are your companions?
Well, they should be arriving shortly.
Well, I'm sure you can relay the message, as it were. Either way, I am here on a bit of a, courtesy call. And by the way, he's using broken French to, like, speak to you. Seeing as your group is most recent to Jerusalem, although you have allied yourself with the Christians, It is come from the word of Habiba and from the backing of Gabriel that you should be offered a chance now to remain neutral during hostilities. And to entice you to do such, I have spoken with the lizard, and he has agreed to a blood tax during hostilities, enough to satiate over the next 3 months, and he will not burn down your territory. Should you remain neutral, that is. That is all I am here to deliver. Should you and your group decide that you are interested, you may simply leave a rose in the cross, the burial cross, between the Christian and Muslim quarters.
Well, thank you for this courtesy.
Well, things aren't how they used to be. Normally, factions go to war, they slit the throats of those who are the weaker, but I guess my masters do not know exactly where you sit on the totem pole of strength, so instead they seek to this diplomatic whatever this is.
It's unfortunate that it has to come to hostilities and... yeah. Thank you, nonetheless.
You're very welcome. And if you will, I have ordered wine, if you would like to drink. If not, I can quickly leave your hair.
Oh, you're welcome to stay, of course.
Very well.
Sure.
Bartender, bring that wine I ordered. And with that, your ghoul goes ahead and goes behind the counter, gets up a few mugs, and brings over a jar of wine, which he sets down on the table. And Harkon, takes the jug, goes ahead and pours you both a stein of it, and pushes yours towards you. He raises his and says, "To the promise of possible peace between us."
To the possibility of peace, and I'll just chug it.
And he will do the same. And after he finishes his mug, he goes ahead and sets it down and says, "Well, that was quite interesting. I have never had wine before. Either way, take your time to make decision. I would suggest deciding before city walls are attacked. This
That
would be
might
in your
be
best
a
interest.
Perfectly good idea.
But other than that, I have a few other negotiations to make. So, unfortunately, I will be leaving you. Have a pleasant evening."
Have you any idea, just out of curiosity, if our furry friends will be out of the city before hostilities start?
I do not know. Their gathering usually can last between a few days to a few months. It depends on what kind of pilgrimage they go on.
Good. Well, I guess that just increases the risk then. Thank you
Good
for
day.
the wine.
Yes. And he stands and he bows deeply to Canis. But he does it in such a way that it looks like he's bowing to you, but you can clearly tell. Good evening. And he turns and leaves.
I'll look under the table.
Canis is just, fully engrossed in the bowl that's in front of her. Which is filled mostly... Well, it's mostly been lapped up at this point, but it was mostly filled at one point with some sort of blood.
Neutrality doesn't sound too bad right now, does it? I'll sit back up and I'll go to the bar. Fatma, do you have a moment?
Yeah. No, I'm not extremely busy up here. What do you need?
Can we... I would like to talk to you in the back for a minute.
Sure. Kind of takes his apron off, puts it to the side, finishes scrubbing a little bit of the counter before quickly throwing that into a bit of a sink, and then brushes his hands onto his pants, lifts up the bar separator, and makes his way onto the other side and lead the way.
Once we're in the back, the moment that he closes the door behind him, I'll basically, well, not embrace him, but sort of tug him close, and I'll start basically biting in his neck.
Okay, fantastic. He's unsuspecting, so make me, let's see, make me a dexterity melee, difficulty 1.
Melee difficulty 1.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be rather preposterous. This is going to fall under stabby.
Yeah.
Although it's bitey.
Okay. Yeah. You absolutely grab hold of him and I shouldn't have called for melee. I should have called for brawl, but that's fine. I was only looking for 2 successes, which I'm sure you would have easily gotten. But you go ahead and grab onto him and.
So without harm was a possibility up to 2 points, right? That was just woozy, or
yes.
what was this one?
Woozy is 2 points. 3, the individual's clearly drunk and is going to need like a week or 2 of downtime. 4, they're probably going to die without medical attention.
In that case, I'm going to try to keep it safe, take 2. Because I don't really want to harm him too much. And I'll lick the wounds closed.
Fantastic.
I'm sorry, Fatma, but I had a really, really bad evening.
You say that as you pull away from him. Kind of tastes like a well-aged bourbon, by the way.
Nice. How's business at the moment? Still good?
Kind of rocks back a little bit and holds himself up on one of the nearby tables and he says, "Yeah, business is going good. Yeah,
I've been thinking of getting more involved with this place.
that would be good. Yeah,
Sounds like a good idea, right? Good.
yeah, it does. Any particular way? I mean, I don't.
You are the owner still, right?
Yeah, no,
We'll
fully
keep it
owned.
like that. It's just going to be one little thing. As in, there's going to be a man behind you now. That man will be me.
I mean, do I
You're the
still make the money I make?
Most likely. If it were up to me, we'd make sure that even more money has to be made. But
That would be
is
great.
for the future.
Yeah.
Then, yeah. There's pieces moving on the board that are way beyond what I know about, and if the city comes under siege soon, we'll still have to see.
Why would the city be under siege soon?
The forces that you were talking about were mortal forces, right? Just out of character?
Out of character, you have no idea.
Okay.
You don't know what method that they are employing.
Well, let's say that there's a potential war brewing. But let's hope it doesn't come to that.
War can sometimes be good for business, so...
Yeah, as long as it's not the business of killing, then things should be good.
Yeah.
You
Sorry,
take care.
a little woozy. Yeah, no. Take care of yourself. Stay safe.
I'll try to, thanks. And I'll go back into the common room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just wait for the other two to arrive.
I would say enough time passes in between you going upstairs, putting your stuff away, Having that conversation and then having your second conversation. Enough time passes for them to just be entering the door.
I'll just instantly lock eyes with. Well, is it there's still a bird on the shoulder, or is it a person now?
Now it's a person.
Oh, it's a person.
On the
I'll
shoulder
lock
still,
eyes.
though.
Still on the shoulder,
Yes.
perched on Cecilia's shoulder. That's why she's walking like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll lock eyes with Cecilia's for half a second, and then with G-Meg's. It's clear that there's something on Ajalas's mind, I'd say.
I'm moving up.
Oh, I'm muted. Cecilia will come forward and I said, "Hi, how are you doing?"
I've been better. Sit, as in we've got something to discuss.
Canis wiggles her way from underneath the table and out the door.
I nod to Kenneth.
I again completely blanked on this man's name. Sheriff was here, and I will use insert name here. He came with an offer, apparently.
Okay, so the sheriff of the Muslims.
Yes.
Hmm.
Apparently they
Alright.
want to offer us to stay neutral during the war. In return, the Serpent agrees not to burn our territory down, and there was talk of a blood tax to satiate for at least 3 months. To be paid.
It's a blood tax.
I'll look at Cecilia. Yeah, good
Might
question.
care to know what the blood tax is.
Go ahead and make me a intelligence politics difficulty 6.
I went on the assumption that Cecilia knew. Jala says.
3 successes. Cecilia knows what a blood tax is.
Do you want to remind the viewers?
Sure. You can remind the viewers. Absolutely.
And you can
No,
keep-
I'm actually wanting you to say because actually
Oh,
different
okay.
games I've been in have had blood tax slightly different.
Got you. So in this, when it comes to this particular, you're not paying a blood tax to a prince. So it's slightly different. It's just going to be the availability of easily accessible people for feeding discreetly.
All right. Yeah, we have to. All right. Well, did you say anything? What was the terms? More?
Oh, those are the terms. Basically, repeat what was told. And if we agree to those terms, we are to place a rose in that particular crucifix. Or cross.
Was Canis here when the offer was given?
Yes. She was under the table.
Interesting.
She emptied a bowl of... Well, I'm quite sure it was blood. The smell was pleasant.
Did she arrive during your conversation, or was she there before you came?
She was here before me.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
Also, please don't feed of Fatma, as in she's already low on reserves.
Alright. The interesting part is whatever they made for deals before we came.
I've no clue. As for the lupine problem, they're not entirely sure it's going to be gone before hostilities start, because apparently
Hostility
forces
start?
have arrived at the Dead Sea, and they've arrived at Karak, and they expect the fighting to start rather sooner than later. That being tomorrow or within a month, according to him. Whatever the case is, yeah, we have to make the decision before the fighting starts at the walls, before they lay siege.
How long will it take for an army to go from the shore to here? Do I know that?
From the shore to here?
From the
Yeah.
Dead Sea or from...
From the Dead Sea, sorry.
From the Dead Sea, an army can cross that area in roughly If they aren't really caring about running into enemies, they can cross it in little over a day, maybe a day and a morning. But that also then becomes a problem of logistics, depending on how big the army is. That could slow down to 2 days.
I'm also not entirely sure which force is something of the Caliph. As in, I'm not good in those whole politics and titles things. I'm not entirely sure who it is.
And they just landed now at the Dead Sea.
No, they didn't land there. They walked there.
Alright.
And at Karak, apparently.
So they walked there. And
Yeah,
this
let
is
me bring
first
the
time we're-
map back up for everybody. So if we go over to the map and you see where Jerusalem is, the Dead Sea is right here next to Jerusalem.
Yeah. And this is the first time we hear of it.
For me, it is. I think.
You guys were told that an army was moving previously by Serafino, and Serafino let you know a couple of weeks ago that an army was crossing the Euphrates.
Which isn't exactly here yet.
So in that time span of a couple of weeks, they have gone from the Euphrates to Karak and the Dead Sea.
Alright.
Are they remaining there for now, or are they actually constantly walking?
I have no idea.
Cecilia, go ahead and give me a I don't know, wits.
I've no
Wits
further
investigation. Difficulty 6.
I've no further knowledge of what they are currently doing there, as in it's an army. That's all I know. Where they are at.
Okay.
But not
Yeah.
what they're doing.
No relevant information pops up in your head, Cecilia, at the moment.
Whatever the case, after being mauled by, well, a fur ball, and yeah, I'm not entirely sure how up I am to fight anyone else anytime soon.
Apparently they are afraid of us. Otherwise they wouldn't give this offer to us. At least they are afraid that their numbers are not enough.
Is there a way for us to take advantage of this neutrality without losing our friends on the Christian side? Friends?
Well, if they lose.
That wouldn't
Let's
be...
take this discussion upstairs. Or are we upstairs at the moment?
Oh, you're
Still
downstairs.
in the room.
Yeah.
And she will start walking up.
Following. It still hurts.
And are you guys? Whose room are you guys going into?
Well, Shimek is going to her room to check if Batu is there.
Well, we
You
are
would
in the
find
toilet.
him at the door to the room because he doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Yeah, I'm thinking if maybe the
Yeah.
barkeep.
Not yet. You could ask
Let him
Cecilia
in.
to fix that.
I can fix it for you.
Jesus Christ, you could. That's creepy.
Cecilia could fix that.
And thus began the dog apocalypse.
Well, I guess when I see that the bird is interested in the bar too, I will start moving towards her room then and open it up and letting the dog in and move in.
Following in as well.
Oh, Cecilia, she's no longer bird form. She's switched into human form.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she walked into the bar as a human.
Ah, I thought. All right. Oh, let me take your room anyway.
Batu happily makes his way inside, wags his tail a bit, does a couple of circles around the stool in the room, and then goes to a corner, sits down.
Gotta take out some of the meats for him.
quickly comes over to you, eats it up, goes back to the corner.
To be
Well-
blatant right now, I do feel like neutrality would be a help. I say the moment the door is closed.
It is very dangerous for these kind of things, and that they come here means that it's very little time and they're afraid of losing.
Being neutral just means no one trusts you.
Yeah. The thing that we can possibly win on this is if we say that we are neutral and then we break that if we need to. Meaning that if there's going to be
Would
any
need more time
surprise
to
attacks,
heal. Yeah.
any like assassinations that's going to go around the first week,
I like
we will
the
not be targeted.
I like the idea of this blood tax. If
Fine.
if we can get that person to feed somewhere alone with whoever we provide him to feed from, it would be an opportunity to take him out potentially.
I am assuming this blood tax will be after one side has won.
Or during. I don't
It's
know.
hard to be neutral and give blood to one side. That is not neutrality.
Just a quick reminder, how do I recall that being said? Or being mentioned?
How do you recall what exactly being said?
The blood tax. What was the deal with the blood tax?
Oh, a blood tax would be provided to you for 3 months, should you agree?
Oh, we get the blood tax.
Correct.
Oh, you said that we get it.
Oh, okay, yeah. We would get a blood tax if we agree for 3 months. Okay, that is the. I figured that we had to pay the blood tax in return for.
Other way around. Other way around.
Okay, well, okay, yeah. Then that makes them look really desperate. That changes things a bit.
It's also a way for them to actually show if they are going to provide the blood tax during the fight, means that actually people will know that we actually are neutral in their favor.
Yeah, that is a bad one. Although I would like to prefer to not see our territory burned to the ground by this serpent person. Do I happen to remember who exactly the serpent was? Because it's been a while again.
The lizard.
Al Hakim the lizard.
Oh, it's Hakim. Okay.
Oh, we actually increased our territory a bit as well tonight.
Oh,
We got a safe hideout now.
interesting.
Probably better to not say where for the moment though.
Yeah. Can you whisper it in my ear because now I'm curious. Anyway. What do you think we should do?
It's wrong to sit out a war raging around you.
I think the only way that we're gonna sit out on a war in either way is if one side wins so quickly that our role doesn't matter. As soon as it becomes prolonged, we can't be neutral. That is why they want to give us blood tax, probably, to make us officially on their side suddenly.
Yeah.
Meaning we will be forced to join forces with them.
It's gonna take me nights to recover from what happened. If we could use this neutrality temporarily and then strike, it would give us more safety. But in that case, we would need to communicate with at least someone what is going on.
We have done so much to strengthen our position, and if we get the, like it seems like we have gotten, the use to help us, we should have the better chance of winning. That's
There's a
question.
knock upon the door, and a small piece of parchment is slipped underneath the door. And then you hear a knock resonate from approximately where the other doors to your rooms would be.
After each other or at the same time at all places?
At the same time.
Ah. So it's
Yeah.
4 people knocking.
Yeah.
Ajala stands up and goes towards the door, and he's about to grab the handle.
Okay. You do see that piece of parchment underneath as well. As you get to the
Unless I'm
doorway,
stopped.
you would begin to hear footsteps heading down the hall towards the stairs.
If I'm not stopped, I'm opening up that door.
Okay. Does anyone attempt to stop him?
No, I go for the parchment though.
Okay. So you go for the parchment. Jala, you open the door.
I want to see who that was.
Yeah, you see 4 hooded figures, varying heights. One's clearly has the gait and walk of a female, the other 3 males, and they are in black cloaks making their way towards the stairwell downstairs.
What's your business here?
The one in the rear, who is the female, grabs onto something that jangles, sounds like a piece of jewelry, and raises it over her left shoulder. And there is a pendant on a long silver necklace that shows a single eye that stares out. And she flashes that at you, and then puts it back in front of her as they make their way down the stairs.
What? Cecilia, what's on the paper? Who were those?
Cecilia, the parchment, it is clearly not normal parchment. It is actually not paper at all. It is dried out goat skin.
Actual parchment.
And it does have a seal on it, and that seal is of that same symbol I just described to Ajala.
What did the Illuminati want from us?
I haven't seen this eye before, right?
No, none of you have.
I will read then what the parchment says.
Okay. So you go ahead and break the seal and you begin to read it. And on the parchment, it says, the illustrious Duke Ezekiel of the Southern Forces of the Diet of Olives hereby calls upon all retinues available within Jerusalem to join the front line at Karak and the Dead Sea.
Oh no. Timing couldn't have been worse.
It was Ezekiel of Yelam of Acre, or what was...
Duke Ezekiel is the representative of Jerusalem for the Diet of Olives.
Alright, yeah.
He's basically our current boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is the little cub to the
Ezekiel, yeah.
lioness
I always
of
confused
the
that it
Diet of
sounds
Olives.
like it's Ezekiel, but it's not actually spelled like that. Now it's my notes makes more sense again.
Mhm.
Alright. I showed
And the
the
symbol
parchment.
was an eye, right?
Yeah, it's a symbol of an eye within a circle. And seeing as both Ajala and Cecilia were there and have met Ezekiel and also know about the lioness, you assume that this eye is representing the third eye of their clan.
Yeah. Well, things are moving fast then if we are going to be...
We're already called out.
How many hours are left of the night?
There's maybe a good 2 hours left of the night, at most.
And I
Does it
mean, it's
say
kind of
when?
far to Karak. It says that we are going to be at the Karak, or...
To meet at the front line of both the Dead Sea and Karak. It would have a rallying point for Jerusalem, and that rallying point is Bethlehem.
Alright. And how far is that?
Bethlehem
I mean,
is half a day's ride from Jerusalem.
Alright.
So they expect us tomorrow night. I'm not going to be able to fight.
Not long after the letters are delivered and you're having this discussion, there's the sound of the guard bells within the city ringing. And they ring out for maybe a good 10 seconds before the bells stop ringing.
That can't
Is
be a
that
good time.
normal?
No.
Fuck.
What does that mean?
It means we have no option to be neutral.
I think the siege has started. Or the war, at least, has
Siege
started.
and army can't be here already, but must be something else. It's like, I
Something
mean,
is
it's only
happening.
10 seconds.
If you'd like to, you can give me a intelligence etiquette to see if you can recall what 10 seconds of bells means from the guard towers. Cecilia, for 2 successes, do you have any specialities in either of those?
No.
Okay, with 2 successes, it is a call to arms of some sort. It's not a call to arms of a main army. It's more than likely a call to arms of the main sheriff's forces.
Alright. So like a smaller band of forces, basically.
Probably anywhere between 35 to 100 individuals at the most.
Yeah. I will... This is smaller. It's like... Well, it can be up to 100 individuals, but it's not preparing for a siege, but maybe there's going to be a ride out. Or
Whatever it
something.
is, it's no good. The fighting's going to start really soon. How can I heal up for tomorrow?
I don't know if there's a way for you to heal up until just to tomorrow.
I know of only one way, and that takes time, a lot of time.
How wounded do you look? Now again? You look very wounded, right?
Outwards, no.
Outwards, no, you
blown
fixed them up
up.
pretty well. Yeah,
Oh.
outwards.
Inside, from shoulder to navel region, I'm completely split in half.
Yeah, you're not fighting.
Under the skin, so I'm basically held together just by tight skin. It's very uncomfortable, and I probably walk very awkwardly, as every bit of my insides is hurting.
Well, if you don't answer to this call, we are basically abandoning our faction.
So we have to. I know, this is why it's so... As I said, the timing couldn't be worse.
I
The
suppose
issue
we'll-
is the deal with Alexis is probably not finished yet. Mr. Hughes will not be joining.
Can we use
They
that
should
as
have
an
managed
excuse
that
to stay
themselves.
behind for a few nights to fix up?
I'm
Or
not sure
like
you will have a
we
few
choose to
nights. You
choose.
probably have to walk tomorrow. Do this. Go to rest. I will spend the last 2 hours of the night trying to find out more what's happening. Persephone should know more. I will go to her.
Do we have... I'm quickly going to check if I have some gold on left over. Probably not. I'm not entirely sure.
Tomorrow when you wake up, you will have armor and weapons. I have fixed that at least.
That's good.
I should have asked for more arrows. I didn't think that we were gonna go to war.
Hmm.
At least not in that official manner. I'm not used to be...
Okay, I
That-
do have money on me. I need more blood. I'll head to
You need
the
money?
box, I guess, and go through a list of whores.
Do so.
Right, and I'll start basically making my way to the slaughter docks.
Shime, can you keep him safe? And fill your blood pools as well.
I suppose, unless you want help. I could actually. Well, I could get quite far in an hour as a bird. I could try to see if I can.
Well, you could maybe fly and speak to Boniface and get information from him, because I don't have time to get out there to his digging.
We could do that. If
See
you will
what
be
he
safe,
knows.
Ajala.
Sorry?
If you will be safe.
Can only hope so. With these lupines on the loose, we can't be safe like, well, in the sky perhaps. Let's hope that we don't run into any of them anymore. And I'll start making my way down the stairs awkwardly. On my way to the slaughtered ox.
Okay.
Alright. I will make my way towards... I've forgotten what that bar is called, but where Persephone is.
Actually, before Cecilia leaves, what exactly should I find out from Boniface?
Could the three of you go ahead and type in chat what your wits and stealth pools are combined? How many total dice you have?
Wits and stealth.
Sure. 3?
Type it in chat for me.
I typed it in chat.
Fantastic. Let's see. I need. Let's see.
Isn't it dexterity stealth too?
5, 3. No. Specifically need wit stealth. And sorry, I'm doing something.
That's fine. Well, we split the
Not
party
rolling
while we're
with
rolling with stealth rolls. That seems like a good idea.
As long as it doesn't involve lupines, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer your question. I say, well, ask him what he knows about the fighting and what's expected of us, and what kind of equipment we should bring, and what is the news. Like, try to get more actual facts on what is going on, and ask if the deal with the use are done or not. If the papers have, well, if everything is finished, and they will join us.
Alright.
You can also... Can you be subtle in the conversation? Or can you only be
What
direct?
do you mean?
It would be good to know if Adjala doesn't have to come if he's wounded without making it sound like he's weak. Because of werewolf attacks.
Like, do you not want Boniface to know, or people around him?
Well, I don't want him to... I don't know. It's hard to know the gauging on this. Like, say that... Okay, say like this. Adjala's been somewhat wounded by werewolves, and wonder if he also should be on the battlefield, or if he should gather his strength. Like, ask it in a tactical matter. What's the best tactical aspect?
As you guys are having your discussion, a command pierces through each of your minds to gather at the encampment of Boniface. So you now have a...
Now?
You have to go.
You are now compelled. You do not have to immediately act on the compel. However, you receive a -1 modifier for anything you do outside of following the compel.
Scratch
Is it
that,
like a
I will-
want to go there, or
Yeah,
is
you
it
have like
for
an
real life?
undescribable desire to head there, but one that can easily be resisted at a penalty of dice.
But we know that we've been commanded, right?
Yes, you do. You know that you are being commanded.
Or... Scratch that. I need to go. Follow you.
What is that?
That seems to be some form of blood power. I don't know.
That's uncomfortable. Well, I suppose you can ask him yourself now, at least.
Yeah, I think he can answer it himself, because Adjala probably also should come, even if he's wounded. You should go get the horses and ride.
Alright.
And I really hope he will have a way for us to spend the day at the encampment.
How
And
much
just
time is
whisper very lowly. And remember that you have a really hard time staying awake during the day. Pretend to sleep if you can't fall asleep.
Jal is also turning in the direction of the stables.
Okay. Fantastic. Unfortunately, your DM has a bit more planning that he has to do, so here I'm going to call it here, and we will pick up next time with the continuation of Children of the Cup to see where this leads. Thank you all so much for being here. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you, and we won't be having any more 2-week hiatuses in the future, hopefully soon. So we will be back next week for more of this wonderful storyline. Big shout out to my players for holding on for those 2 weeks I was gone. I'm so sorry, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this session. Either way, see you later, folks. Adios.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.